Samsung just released the all-new Galaxy S26 lineup, and there's a lot of things to, well, not a lot of things, a few things to love, and there's some things that are just more of the same from the S25. Let's talk about everything that's new. First of all, the pricing. There was a slight change, at least with the base S26. That one is now up $100 and it starts at about $900. Now that is going to give you double the starting storage from the previous S25 base phone at 256 gigabytes instead of 128. So it is an upgrade in storage, but you don't have the option to pay $100 less to get a cheaper storage option. The S26 Plus is about $1,100 and the S25 Ultra is $1,300. So these phones are not cheap. They are very expensive, especially when you consider that other smartphone manufacturers are making their base phone cheaper and adding much more value than what Samsung is doing here. For example, the iPhone 17 is $800. It's $100 cheaper, and there was a lot of improvements this past generation that Apple added to the base iPhone 17. Is that a better value than the Samsung Galaxy S26? That's going to depend on you, but it is a little disappointing to see that Samsung raised the price, at least the starting price, on their base model. But let's talk about some of the new features that Samsung has this year with the S26 line. By far, I think the most interesting feature that I saw was the privacy screen. Now, Samsung created this all-new display that has the ability to push pixels or the light of the pixel towards you and not allow it to be seen by others on the side of you, much like a privacy screen. And that means that it's not just the complete display that you can create that privacy screen for. You can actually select certain areas on the display to have that privacy screen. So for example, let's say you are getting a text message and it's a notification and you don't want anyone to see that notification, you can set that the privacy screen will block out that message specifically or that area where the message pops up. So people on the side don't see what messages you're getting. That's also helpful with passwords if you're entering passwords. This seems like an all-around great feature, and I'm glad Samsung has brought something new to the table with the Galaxy S26. This is actually a useful feature that I could see myself using on a daily basis, and I hope that other smartphone manufacturers do the same with their smartphones after this. But other than that major feature, and that was, I felt like, the major feature for the S26 because they spent a long time talking about it, there isn't really much different here. We get the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, and yes, it is a updated, faster processor, but the S25 with the Snapdragon 8 Elite was still an excellent processor as well. It's just going to be slightly better performance in my opinion. Battery life should be about the same as the previous S25, maybe a little bit of a boost because of that new chipset. Now when it comes to the camera hardware, specifically for the S26 Ultra, it's pretty much the same camera hardware. If you look at the spec sheet, they're exactly the same as the S25 Ultra. But there's some minor improvements like larger apertures for those sensors, which means it's gonna bring in more light and have just brighter images all around. And that's why Samsung showed off this all new night video mode, which does look pretty impressive, but I don't think there's anything here when it comes to the camera hardware that's gonna be drastically different from the previous S25 Ultra. Design is also pretty much the same. The new S26 Ultra is 4 grams lighter than the S25 Ultra. Not a huge difference, but I think that's because they went from titanium to aluminum now. And I feel like they are just following what Apple is doing. Apple went to titanium, they went to titanium. Now they're going back to aluminum because Apple went back to aluminum. I just feel like Samsung needs to do their own thing and just stop doing what Apple does. They used to be known for just pushing those boundaries with their smartphones and trying new things, and I feel like the S line has really gotten away from that. Samsung is just playing it safe with every new generation, and for me, that's why the new S line isn't as interesting as their other smartphones. The Z Fold, the Z Flip, the Z Trifold, those are the interesting smartphones because Samsung is pushing the limits. They're trying something new. They're not just trying to be safe and compete with Apple one-on-one. and I like that. But other than that, these smartphones are pretty much identical to the S25 Ultra. You're going to get better performance, slightly better battery life, and there is also faster charging on these phones as well. Specifically for the S26 Ultra, you're going to be getting 60-watt wired charging and 25-watt wireless charging, which is nice to see, and a slightly better camera system, some new hardware features like the privacy screen, and you do have some new Gemini features specifically for the S26 Ultra, so they're getting new features not released to any smartphone. That's just going to add more AI to these smartphones. But the problem with software features, I just feel like in a couple months these features can be released with a software update to other Samsung phones or to Pixel phones. So that's not going to make this phone really unique. I feel like those things are going to come and Samsung's just getting them first. Now, should you upgrade to the S26 line of phones? That's hard to say. It depends on where you're coming from. If you're coming from an S25 Ultra or an S25 Plus or regular S25, I don't think it's worth the upgrade. Wait for the S27. But maybe if you're coming from the previous generations, there's enough here to make this upgrade compelling. For me, it's just hard to justify upgrading or paying $1,000+ to upgrade to this smartphone. There's a lot of great trade-ins. Samsung always does an amazing job with pre-orders and giving you a lot for their trade-ins. But if you're just buying this straight out and you're gonna pay that regular price, I don't think it's worth it if you're coming from one of the previous two generations. Now, is this a great phone? Yeah, it's an amazing smartphone. S26 is gonna be one of the leaders in pretty much every category when it comes to camera, when it comes to performance. It has all of that on the spec list. But there's nothing new, and Samsung is playing it safe, and they're just adding very small features. For example, they still don't have magnets built in to the S26 lineup. Why don't we have a MagSafe competitor yet on a Samsung phone? I have no idea. They spent all their time on the privacy screen, which is great, but you couldn't just put some magnets into these phones and give us something that Apple's been doing for years now. I mean, it's Pixel. Even Google has magnets in their phones now, but Samsung still doesn't. And that's where I feel like Samsung is kind of, I don't know, they're just not the same as they used to be. The old previous Samsung from 10+ years ago, they would have put everything in their smartphone. There wouldn't be a feature that Samsung phones didn't have that other phones did. And now that's not the same. I feel like Apple is doing more year over year than Samsung is. And that's kind of a shame because these are still great phones. You still do get the S Pen, that's still there, but Samsung didn't even talk about it. It seems like they're trying to get people to not really think about the S Pen so they can get rid of it in a year or two. That's just my opinion. But what do you guys think about the all-new Samsung Galaxy S26 lineup? Let me know with a comment down below. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one.